When I was 20 years old, my friend Chris and I were actually riding bicycles across Siberia. And all of a sudden one day while we were bogged down in the Gobi Sands, these amazing wild horsemen came galloping from over the horizon. They headed off to places that our bikes could never have gone. These people had a world without boundaries, and the freedom to travel wherever they pleased. I was spellbound by the notion that from here in Mongolia stretched 10,000 kilometres of fence-free land to Hungary, and that for thousands of years mounted nomads had crossed this vast space. When the Soviet Union collapsed, what had been out of bounds for so long was now open, and I had a chance to discover whether the nomad spirit still does exist among the scattered nations of Eurasia. Could I become a nomad and rewrite the journey of the mounted warrior?
Got about 10,000 k's to go now. Just got to find the horse.
The only problem was, I couldn't ride a horse.
When Tim set out alone, there was no certainty, no backup from a camera crew, no guns to deal with wolves or thieves, no escape route.
This is a really, really heavy storm. I'm afraid that there may be some kind of flash flooding.
Survival for him and his animals was constantly at stake. Ahead of Tim lay windswept, wolf-infested plateaus, the glaciated Altai Mountains, minus 50-degree temperatures on the starving steppe.
But it's just bloody hard. The fingers just get totally frozen tying up the saddles, and the tent's just covered in rime and frost.
Scorching heat in the Kazakh desert.
In the summer, they have what they call the 40 days of above 40.
Corrupt bureaucracy on borders. Violent clashes between sedentary and nomadic societies. And the deep forests and treacherous peaks of the Carpathians. He planned for 18 months and took 3 years to ride across the Eurasian steppe, through the fence-free lands of Mongolia, Kazakhstan, Kalmykia, southern Russia, Crimea, Ukraine, and Hungary. These are diverse nomadic nations linked by the sacred role of the horse. Tim's original dream was quickly brought down to reality when his horses were stolen in the night.
Come back!
But the extreme challenges he was to face gave him empathy and insight into the nomadic way of life. As he wizened each step of the way, locals began to greet him as a folk hero whose journey embodied their national heritage. Their ancestors also made epic journeys from the Central Asian steppes to their current homelands. Hundreds of families welcomed Tim with his horses and fearless dog Tegan, and treated them with traditional nomad hospitality, and taught Tim the way of the steppe.
I had to get used to eating meat, breakfast, lunch and dinner.
This is what you call a camel in the lounge room. A hell of a lot of meat.
Tim learned that the only way to handle the wilderness was to think and act as a nomad.
Mongol restaurant.
Eventually, he realised he had become one. By the time Tim arrived on the Danube, he'd become a celebrity, welcomed by diplomats and world media. Tim had achieved the first lone crossing of the steppe in modern times. He had learned from the nomads that the challenge of the future for them, like for us, is to balance traditional knowledge of the land with the aspirations and needs of a fast-changing modern world.